right, it's now time for today's guest, People Senior News Editor Erin Hill. Erin, it's great to see you. How are you doing?
Good to see you, Sharon. Doing well.
Well, we're glad you're here because it's back to school time for George and Charlotte. But I understand we won't be seeing Kate and William walking them in this year, which is always a special moment for royal watchers, of course, as we look now at those entrances from years past. So, Erin, why won't we be seeing the Cambridges on their way into school this year?
You know, it's not guaranteed that we see them every year. We typically only see it for those milestone moments like George's first day, Charlotte's first day. Of course, last year was the first year they were both attending the same school together, which is really special. So it's not going to happen every year necessarily. Also, because of COVID, you know, they're going to want to limit gathering crowds, photographers, to keep, you know, social distancing in mind. And the school is staggering start dates this year because of the pandemic. So all those things factor in to why we necessarily won't see it.
Now, of course, both George and Charlotte attend Thomas's Battersea in London. It's only 4 miles south of the Cambridge's Kensington Palace home. The school includes ages 4 through 13. Enrollment is nearly $10,000 for George and roughly $8,500 for Charlotte. She gets discounted tuition since she's the second child from the family attending. So, Erin, William and Kate must have considered a lot of schools for their children. What is it about the culture at Thomas's Battersea that made it the right choice for them?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a big decision. And this is the perfect school for the kids in the end. First of all, as you mentioned, it is super close to home. It's only 4 miles south of Kensington Palace. It's really important when you factor in that Will and Kate wanted to be a part of the school drop-off pickup. They base a lot of their royal duties around that time of the school drop-off and pickup. So having it so close to home really suits that. And then the culture of the school, it's ideal. The school motto is to be kind. That's important when it comes to William and Kate's stance against anti-bullying. It's a big, busy school for cosmopolitan and international parents that's going to definitely appeal to them. And it's parents who want the best education money can buy. And also it's a little bit of a family affair there. George and Charlotte's young cousin, Maud, is in the same year as George there. She is the granddaughter of Prince Michael of Kent, which is the Queen's cousin. So that's kind of sweet.
I love that. Well, of course, this is also a co-ed school, which is much different from the boys-only Wetherby school that William and Harry attended. I'm guessing that was a conscious choice as well.
Yeah, it was reported that they really labored over the decision, and Wetherby was definitely in the running for that. That's the all-boys school that William and Harry went to. But in the end, they agreed that co-ed was best, definitely factoring in, taking into account that Charlotte would one day be going there. It'd be nice to have them going to the same school. You know, William and Harry at Wetherby for those early school years, they enjoyed it there. It's a little bit of a different feel from Thomas's Battersea, but there were a lot of photos of Princess Diana dropping them off for the school pickup when they were young boys, always coming out of school with smiles on their faces. So it was a good time for them. But it'll be interesting to see what happens with George when he ages out of Thomas's at 13. Both William and Harry went on to Eton College, which is a private boarding school for boys from 13 to 18. So we could see George do that then. Of course, this isn't a boarding school across oceans. It's just across the river, across Windsor Castle, which is really close to, of course, the Queen and Philip. And William and Harry were said to have made a lot of trips across that river to see them when they went to school there. A chance to get out of the royal bubble, establish friends, and kind of stay close to home at the same time.
Yeah, going to be interesting to watch that. So let's talk a bit more about George. He's entering year 3, a big deal because it's the start of his middle school years. What do we know about what's in store for the young prince as far as his curriculum and his activities?
Yeah, so he's moved on from the lower school, which is where Charlotte now is, to the middle school. And we're not just talking reading, writing, arithmetic. This is like his curriculum reads more like a college syllabus. You know, it's core subjects like math, English, science, history, and geography. But he's also taught by specialist teachers in the subjects of French, religious studies, computing, art design, technology, music, drama, PE, even ballet, which we know he's come to love over the past couple years. Year 3 also allows more opportunities for after-school activities and sports. You can join the choir. There's a special school choir for years 3 and 4. Also, middle school age boys can participate in football or soccer, which we know the family loves. And then year 3 to 8, they can also take part in this annual school cross country run. We know Kate's a really fantastic runner. And then there's a swimming club he could join. And then what's really fun is by year 3, over half the students start learning a musical instrument. And we know that George has been taking guitar lessons at home. So it'll be interesting to see whether he kind of keeps that going or picks up a new instrument. So there's a lot of things to keep him busy for sure.
Wow, yeah, it sounds like George has his work cut out for him. That's for sure. So moving on to Charlotte, she'll be entering her 2nd year. Erin, tell us what lies ahead for the princess.
Yeah, so she started her 2nd year, but she's in year 1. She just finished reception, which is basically kindergarten. So we know the year 1 curriculum is pretty demanding as well from when George was in it a couple years ago. The same core subject as George, math, science, English, geography, and the extras like music and ballet. That'll be really great for Charlotte. We know she's been taking her own ballet classes over the years. She loves to dance. This school has a large ballet room with a real life pianist, which is super special, a couple classes a week. There's a huge arts and crafts studio. We know Kate loves doing that with the kids. There's a pottery room, a pottery studio, spacious playground. There's even a fine hall for drama production. So you can kind of just imagine Charlotte's got that personality where she's born for this stage. So to see her take part in class plays would be really fun.
She's going to be just as busy as George by the sounds of things. And finally, let's talk about William and Kate. They're reportedly very hands-on and encouraging parents. As their kids progress in school, I'm guessing their responsibilities will be progressing as well.
Definitely. And as you mentioned, very hands-on. That's important for them. They're hands-on at the school. We see them doing the pickup and drop off. We see them going to events at the school. Sometimes William even on his own, meeting with the parents for after-school activities and meetings. You know, they're also in charge of keeping them on task when it comes to their homework. George's homework is going to only get more intense. Charlotte's going to start to pick up with her homework assignments. And we know since they've been homeschooling them during the pandemic in March, they're going to be well suited to help them out with homework after that because they've basically been acting as their teachers.
Such fascinating stuff as always, Erin. Please keep us posted on all the new details about the Cambridge kids. Always so great chatting with you.
Great.